Okay, I'm a landlubber and a desert dweller, and I fully and freely admit it. But this is the first time I've ever noticed in my life that I can recall the tide. I mean, I understand tide as a concept. And, I've probably seen water that's changed with tide, but I've never noticed it from the time we went to bed, when it was way out about there, and to the time we got up, when it's here, right there. And last night we did notice that seashells were all the way up to there. So high tide's another hour and 45 minutes. I'll be curious to see it go, but it is amazing. I just had never noticed the sea grow like that before. It's disconcerting. Very disconcerting. Oh, look, birdies.
Good morning.
Cold morning. 47. Ooh, look, a little water incursion. Look, there's a little spike of incursion water that's coming in. That is part of this phenomena called the tide, apparently. It's quite weird. The surface of the earth is reshaping itself on a daily basis. I find that disturbing. Deeply, deeply disturbing. You don't find this crap in the desert. Wait, we are in the desert. Huh, well, maybe you do. Again, I'm not going to claim any prescient or indeed even more than a cursory knowledge of sea bird behavior, but it appears to me that this line of birds waiting here as the tide comes in must be doing some sort of hunting. And I'm guessing that as the water comes up, stuff comes out, because they are just waiting here at the tide line and occasionally plucking their heads down and eating something. So therefore, my guess is they'll be here every morning. High tide is just starting to go back out. We were eating breakfast, we got over here and caught the exciting moment. And we missed it by about 5 minutes, but and you could see where it was already beginning to recede, which is, have I said bizarre, disconcerting? I don't know. It's just odd to me. And it makes sense, but at the same time, just not only the fact that there is the tide, but the predictability of it. It's like predicting when the moon's gonna be up and the sun and stuff. I mean, it's all ordinary, plain old physics, but it's just sort of the clockwork machinations of the universe. Anyway, in my planetary search for new and interesting bathroom experiences, I've encountered this. A center pull toilet paper dispenser. Never seen one of those before. You have to wonder what's gonna happen if it rips off before it comes out, because it's not like you can fish your finger in there and salvage paper. That could be a disastrous flaw with that design. We're gonna take a walk along the beach now, and we're gonna take it all, well, Chuan thinks we're gonna take it all the way to the far end of the beach there, but that's a couple miles, and a couple miles walking on sandy beach is a lot of strenuous effort. I'm pretty sure, did I mention this? I've been to the Rocky Point area once before with my dad. That would be 1977, so 40 years ago. And that was before they built anything here. I mean, people were coming here because the beach existed, but since the 1920s or 30s, but there was no resorts and no hotels or anything like that. And the town was so small that you couldn't tell, but we're pretty sure we were over there on the far point, which is not really, the town is here kind of behind me, and we were kind of over there. And there was nothing there, just a couple shacks. And, but then there was nothing here either, not much. So we're heading that way. I believe, if I don't trip over them, I believe that these are the rocks at Rocky Point. These are where its name comes from. The volcanic rocky rocks. I'm still wondering whether they ship this sand in or whether this is natural beach. No, that's not fair. When I was here in '77, it was definitely a natural beach. So it's probably real.
Yes.
The rock below us is no longer just volcanic rock. Now it's a aggregate of shells, millions and millions of shells. Not all of the resorts here are in top shape. After 3 kilometers walking on the beach, we didn't reach the other end, and James has crapped out. So instead of trying to walk 3 kilometers along the beach again, we've opted to walk 5 kilometers by road, but it's a hard surface. But you definitely get a different look of what Puerto Peñasco looks like when you're not on the beach. And on the opposite side, there's the line of resorts that front the ocean. It may be true that a lot of places find tourists a nuisance, but here it is the Americanos that keeps this place alive. Is cold. This is as deep as I'm getting in this water. Okay, I'll give you the rundown for the day. After our walk on the beach this morning, we took a longer walk on the beach this morning. And it was about 8.3 kilometers, 8.4 kilometers out along the beach and then back along the roads and came back along here. The taxis are funny here. They're all over the place, and as they're coming up behind you, they always honk their horn to let you know, hey, taxi available. Disappointed them all because we walked back. Lunch time, we walked to a little place. We were going to eat next door, and well, honestly, some guy called us over and said, hey, come try this place, and we did. They're very aggressive here about that. They're constantly trying to get you to take tours and buy things, and I mean it just is the way it is. It's what this town lives on, and it's a highly competitive market. But why not? You know, we tried this place. There was nobody there. It was kind of late for lunch. And they did not speak English. So that was, fortunately, you know, carne asada al pastor, burritos, tacos, vampiros. We were able to make ourselves known with a little bit of help, and Michelle ordered in Spanish. I'm very proud of her. And it was quite good. The food was quite good. And it came out to like $11 US for a meal for all of us. And came back, we went out to the beach. Didn't take my phone, but we have Chuan's phone footage a little bit. And, you know, just kind of wandered around in the edge of the water, which is too cold. And then I came back and took a nap. The kids went swimming in the pool, not the ocean. And then we just had, well, we went out. We have to put some snacks for tomorrow's trips. We're splitting up. Chuan and James are going to go to Bird Island, which is not really an island, it's a rock, but there'll be sea lions and dolphins and birds, and they can go snorkeling and kayaking, and they'll be on a catamaran all day, none of which appeals to me. I mean, yeah, I'd like to see the dolphins and I'd like to see the sea lions, but I have no interest in snorkeling or kayaking or sitting on a catamaran. So Michelle and I are going to see Pinacate, which is the local volcanic region and nature preserve, and then we'll be back in the afternoon around 3 o'clock. After we arranged that, we had dinner tonight, and we went across to Max's, which is where we had breakfast. Breakfast, it was traditional American style, and dinner at a Chateaubriand. Well, I shared it with Juan, and Michelle had a cheeseburger, and James just ate his leftover pizza from last night here in the hotel room because he's got to get up at 5 in the morning to get on the catamaran. Whereas Michelle and I don't have to get to the tour until almost 9 o'clock.